Let's get our first load of grain out of our on-farm storage since harvest ended. I've already checked my setup here a bit. We're coming out of bin 1 here, one of our newer bins we built a few years ago. Distributor is already on loadout. 1 plugs in there. It shares a box with the wet bin. So let's get it started. So normally I do leg and unload, but this bin and the other bin actually, since it's tied with the wet bin, uses the dryer controls. So turn the leg on. So leg's going. See the bearing turning down there. Let me pop over here to the dryer. Switch this to on. So that's running. Then we'll open it up just a little bit because this bin has been empty a month or two before harvest. So maybe some rust and stuff in there. We kind of want just put a little grain in there, let it polish things up before we put a full load on it. So we're opening the center gate, not the intermediate gates. A little tough, it'll get easier. You can hear it coming through. We're a little dusty there. I'm gonna go up the leg and back down into the truck. Everything's going the right way. That's what we want. Open it up a little more. See, we got amp meter going for the red line on the left there. That's for this motor, so not running very much load right now. Let's let it get shined up a little bit, then we'll open it up. Now we got it opened up a bit more. It's kind of dusty, first thing out. Going in the truck. Good, clean looking corn. So I got 2 of these today. These are waxy corn, so we've scheduled 2 loads of waxy tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll take the second one out of here or go to another bin. We need to start coring our bins. That means taking a couple loads out of each one, so you can pull the centers down and make sure you get any fines or anything like that out. So helps keep them in condition the rest of the year. But we got 15,000 bushel contracted for December, so by the end of the month we'll have everything pretty good and cored on the waxy bins, and maybe get a couple dent loads into the ethanol plant or something too. This is why you only unload from the center outlet before it runs out, which sometimes that doesn't work. This bin, which is identical to the one I'm pulling out of when it was brand new, I could not crank this open, not with a wrench on there or a pipe or anything, the first time it was used. So bin guy said, well, unload out of the side gate, should be fine. These are tall, but they're only 27 foot wide. So we actually ran it all the way down to the floor on the side gate. And then what we think happened, just new parts, new paint, pressure from the first load of grain in there. It just put in the door in a bind and you couldn't slide it open. So once we got the side auger down to the floor, it came open really easy and been fine ever since. The amp meters are handy, but don't always use them. You just kind of get once you get a feel for how things are behaving in the bin, you know how far to open it. Or sometimes on these ones where we have gates we can open and close, get it open as far as I like, and then maybe mark it with a Sharpie, and then you just look at that. For the older bins, like bin 4 here, you don't have a choice. There's no gate, you just turn it on and go. Move the truck in another minute or so. Usually make 3 piles on the front, and depending on how it wants to pile up, 2 piles on the back, and you got a load. You can tell by looking you got good dry corn, so we did a good job running it through the dryer, that it kind of flows out, fills the whole truck. Of course, you can feel it too if you want, and there wasn't so much other noise, you could hear it whether it's dry enough or not. So if it's too wet, it'll kind of peak up in the middle and kind of be a little bit sticky and won't flow to the sides. So this should be just right. 15% moisture is what you want for long-term storage. Some of this corn in these bins are probably going to be there until next August, maybe even early September. So we want to make sure it goes in right when we put it in. And today is December 1st, so we got a way to go. Air gauges on all the trailers, which they're good to check. This truck will be just over 60, about 65 for a full load. One other trailer is about the same, and the other one actually runs about 80. But usually the old calibrated eyeball does a good job to get a full load, and we've done this enough times. Switch bins or getting a different hybrid in a bin, your test weight can change, so one bushel might be heavier than another, so you have some variance there. But yeah, your eyeball will get it right once you do it enough times. All the back fills, I'm going to get another truck out of the shed. This one was all cleaned and ready to go, so this is non-GMO waxy, so the trailers need to be cleaned out. We actually washed the top rails and everything on this one and get any regular dent corn, bees wings and stuff stuck on the rails off of there. So gonna get that out and do that so we can meet our purity standard. And that'll be it for this load. Load another one, all set for tomorrow morning. Just about done. There we go. Kill the leg.